off like a wish list. You fighting a titan. Yeah. I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
If I told him once, I told him enough. I'm out the heads, there's no discussion, not a game nor a bluff. Yo, I would go insane just to make a point and leave him stuck. And the point of the matter is that all these niggas is butt. Doo-doo water backsplash, funky mouth ass niggas that still talking shit. Back cause I ain't hung up my mic and called it quits while they slept. I was up through the night, plotting to get rich. No black forces, not hitting no licks. What? Cause niggas fold like steel chairs. Amped up that drip in they neck, got them yelling like Ric Flair. Please beware this mighty boot to the chest, leave him gasping for air. No Vader, but I'm here to bomb shit like Big Van Vader, but black. Fuck around and put motherfuckers' heads in the bag like I was slack. Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message. This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas. Motherfuckers.
Check them off like a wish list.
Yeah.
You fighting a titan.
Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
Yeah.
Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a titan.
This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike him.
Yeah.
You fight.
And welcome to the best little wrestling podcast in Texas. Today, we're going to be talking about the NXT situation. And it is serious. Gentlemen, I'm joined today by the real fat man.
What's going on?
And Sir Joker.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Good. It just they say that, oh, you know, we're not gonna give it AEW talent, and then they that same week they let go. How many off the roster?
Well,
Yeah, 13 total, including the ref.
oh,
So yeah,
Was
dude. I mean, in the middle of fucking SmackDown last night, Thanos snapped half the fucking roster.
which ref was it? Was it Leon Ruff's wife or fiance?
No, maybe. I think it was Stephen Smith or something like that.
Okay.
Not real sure. But man, yeah, it was wild. Like, finished watching SmackDown and was looking at the news that was coming through, and just name after name after name after name. And Bronson Reed, they cut Bronson Reed
And Bobby Fish.
and Bobby Fish, which is weird because Bobby Fish was in a feud with Roderick Strong. I mean, Tuesday.
Yes.
So I mean, what?
Throwing pretty
Well,
good
what
match.
is that? They cut Aleister Black right after he was in a feud the week prior, so it's fine, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, apparently it doesn't matter what you got going on. If they want to get rid of you, they're just gonna. And I mean, I just don't understand what the whole point of this is, because they're getting rid of some really, really good people that were like Bronson Reed just lost the North American Championship, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe not even a month ago.
All right.
Yeah, not even a month ago.
All right, so I brought it up. Here's the complete list, just so you know who's all we're talking about. We got Bronson Reed and Bobby Fish, Leon Ruff, Tyler Rust, Jake Atlas, Mercedes Martinez, Asher Hale, Giant Zangier, Zachariah Smith, Kona Reeves, Ari Sterling, and Stephon Smith. Which I'm assuming Stephon Smith is the ref.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's the ref. Yeah.
So not Leon Ruff's fiance, I believe.
No, I think she's still there. She's a really good ref.
Yeah, it just sucks for them.
Yeah, well, it sucks for all those people that just moved on down there, and
Yeah.
I mean, some of those people haven't even been there long. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand what and Leon Ruff, he's been in some. I know he was supposed to be there, basically like the fake Diesel version of Leo Rush.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure that because Leo Rush left and then they brought in Leon Ruff, and he was kind of similar in stature. So
Sure.
I think they were just trying to make fun of Leo Rush at first, and then Leon Ruff grew on everybody, and everybody really liked him because he's a good wrestler. You know what I mean?
He can work.
Yeah, he's a really good worker. He reminds me of like Spike Dudley and all the former little bump machines that have always been around in wrestling. You know what I mean?
And I hate it when people are talking about his size. Like he's like, yes, we know he's small in stature. Like he's tall, he's lanky, but I think he's like 10 pounds, 15 pounds less than Darby Allin. So I almost make that comparison between.
I mean, he's like 2.5 feet taller than Adam Cole. So
yeah, yeah.
You know
about
what I
the
mean?
same weight. About the same weight.
About the same weight, yeah. But I mean, so Adam Cole's contract is coming up. Pete Dunne's contract is coming up.
Apparently, Adam Cole had a meeting with Vince McMahon before SmackDown.
Right.
I had seen one report that his contract was up, and he's kind of working on a limited contract.
Yeah, that's what I read.
I think they're on a week-to-week right now with him.
Which,
until
leads me to believe maybe that's why he isn't signing, is because he knew what was coming down. And he's not happy.
at this fucking point, would you sign?
And they broke up his group, and to do what with them? Fire them?
Well,
I don't know. And like the Diamond Mine, so Tyler Rust is part of the Diamond Mine. The Diamond Mine. So not a faction anymore. Like, dude, I'm so curious as to the reason behind, like, Mercedes Martinez. Really, y'all were?
She just had a title shot 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like 3, maybe 4 weeks ago tops. But yeah, not too far ago. And they can't be gauging all of this off of fan reaction or fan feedback. They can't be.
Is it budget cuts again?
It can't be. Dude, they just came off of their most profitable year as in the history as a company. They just came out of their most profitable year ever, and this is before 100 cuts. And I mean, I get that it's not just wrestlers that they're cutting, and not just like talent, like refs and commentators and shit like that. That it's also backstage people and shit.
People.
But man, like, this is what I was saying the other night. I feel like they're just trying to make it into like a fucking feeder system. Legitimately, like a feeder system. I feel like Vince McMahon was like, you know what? Put y'all on TV. We'll see how y'all do. And if y'all's numbers don't get up there around like Raw, then we're not going to keep doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they haven't been. You know what I mean? Like, shit, they hit one of their lowest weeks ever last week. I think it was like 552,000 or something like that. And granted, you can't take into account like all the other streaming and shit like that and people watching it afterwards and all. But still, that's still a low fucking number, regardless. And I mean, I got it that they're going against the Olympics and shit like that, but still, 552 is a low fucking number. SmackDown hit 2.2.
Oh, SmackDown's average is around 2.
Yeah, but that's going against the Olympics too, and no John Cena. They still hit 2.2, right? So I'm saying that they're looking at it realistically. Raw's on USA. Raw's still hitting 1.6, 1.7 million. You know what I mean?
I want to say it averages about 1.7. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right? I know they had a few low months where they were getting down to like 1.4 or something.
Yeah,
couple
weeks.
Yeah, they had a dip, but that's not going to bring their average down that low.
No, I think they came back and hit like 1.8. So
right.
They kind of averaged it right back out.
Right. So they moved them from Wednesday to Tuesday, and I think they did that specifically to see if the ratings would jump, and they didn't. They stayed about the same. They've basically been averaging like 770,000.
Well, was that them or was that the USA that wanted to move to Tuesday? I thought it was USA.
I mean, I've heard both.
Right.
I've heard it was WWE that wanted to move them. I've heard it was USA that wanted to move them. I've heard it was, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I thought it had something to do with hockey or something, because one of the NBC networks was shuttering, so they're moving hockey. And
yeah. So I think a lot of it stemmed from hockey, because that was when AEW was getting preempted a lot for like Fridays, Saturdays, and shit like that at 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember when they had their run of rough ass numbers because they were getting preempted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in it, and what's sad is like Brady hasn't really watched NXT. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Like he's not really caught up on the product, or he hasn't really paid attention to it. And when he does watch anything that's WWE, it's going to be Raw or SmackDown or pay per view. Right?
I would quit
So,
watching Raw and start watching NXT.
I don't know about now. Why does it fucking matter?
I mean,
Dude,
yeah.
after the shit with Karrion Kross and him losing to Jeff Hardy in the shittiest of shitty ways.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck? You cannot give me some logical explanation on why they did that to Karrion Kross. And then you can't even begin to tell me why they booked him against Keith Lee. That's a lose-lose situation, regardless of who the fuck you are. And Keith Lee's been on the main roster for what? How long now? A year? More than a year?
And every time he starts to get some wind underneath his wings, they strip him down.
And man,
And he's already lost to Cross. His last match in NXT, he lost the title. He won the title and then immediately lost it to Cross, and then Cross jacked his shoulder up. And
yeah. So Keith Lee did the job putting Karrion Kross over.
which was really a quick turnaround.
Right. Right, yeah. I mean, for sure. But dude, Keith Lee, there was a rocket strapped to that dude. We all knew he was going to the main roster. It was just a matter of time.
The day he shoulder blocked Adam Cole into the audience there from the rampway.
Yeah. Vince McMahon was like, bring him up.
To the moon.
To the fucking moon. But
love that guy too.
yeah, so I mean that was just a lose-lose situation. And then like there's word that he was booked to lose to Jeff Hardy his second time in a fucking row. And it's like, God damn, that is a champion.
Yeah.
Under your company name.
Yeah.
A monster.
Fucking it says WWE. Yeah, it says WWE dead ass in the middle of the NXT logo.
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all, why do y'all not give a fuck about? And it's like they don't give a fuck about the hardcore fans anymore. The people that like generally like to see the long overarching character work, and you know what I mean. Like, it's like they don't give a fuck about us that have been here forever. Now they're just trying to bring in all these casual fans, and it's like
new money.
The Bad Bunny shit, all the shit they do with Poppy. It's like they're turning it into a fucking conveyor belt of like, let's see if we can create new stars that will pack seats for maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
And then when people start getting bored with them, we'll fucking ship them off. You know what I mean? Like, so why the fuck is Samoa Joe in NXT?
From what I've heard, kind of rumors, he's going to come down and basically that Cross will lose to him, give the title back to another legitimate monster, and then that's Cross will officially get called up. But I don't know how true that is. Once again, Cross loses.
Karrion Kross was like, I got into him when he was Killer Cross in Impact. That was when I first like seen him, and he was in an angle with John Morrison at the time, Johnny Impact.
Yeah.
And it was really good. Like that whole little it was the reason that I kept watching Impact, because I was like, that dude is just great, and he wasn't doing the Taz mission yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was just fucking people up. And then, like, he left Impact and then went around the Indies. Like, did a couple matches in MLW. I think he did something in NWA. I know he did some shit down in Mexico.
Right.
I definitely, like, it was definitely AAA. I believe that he did something with, might have been CCML. I don't know. But, yeah, and then the word was that he got signed to fucking NXT. And I was already, like, worried, because I knew he wouldn't be Killer Cross in NXT. I knew like they are gonna have to just. And man, that dude can cut a fucking promo. So I'm not really sure why they gave him a manager.
Well, that's his old lady package.
I mean, that doesn't fucking mean shit, dude. Like, just because my old lady works with me
Well,
doesn't mean she's gonna be my fucking manager or my tag team partner, or you know what I mean. That shit to me sometimes bothers me when they're like, oh, y'all are together? Fuck yeah. Write it into the storylines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I almost think it was he kind of almost not demanded it, but kind of made it,
so
happen
then,
type deal.
so then his NXT contract would be completely separate from whatever the fuck is happening in on the main roster right now. If that's the case,
I believe so.
because if it's not, you know what I mean?
Bringing her up, where's she been? He got called up and she wasn't there. And her, like, his entrance music is her singing.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
the first few times he came down, it was a big production and it was mainly like her, and then he came out. All of a sudden he just pops up screaming.
And it's like at this point in time, it's like they're relying just really heavily on Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Mainly Gargano. Ciampa, he hasn't won a takeover in a while, and they teamed him up with I can't think right off the top of my head that tag team that he's in, but they kind of pit him back into the tag team deal. And,
With Timothy Thatcher.
Thank you. Because him and Thatcher had that great rivalry. They had the like street fight,
Yeah.
I think it was a cage fight.
Yeah. Dude, Tim Thatcher.
He's undefeated in those.
Well, but Timothy Thatcher coming off the indie scene was fucking on fire. And people didn't even expect him really to sign with NXT. Everybody was expecting him to go to AEW. And I honestly thought he was going to go to AEW. I thought that would have been really a better fit for him, probably just his style. Like, people don't like work like that really in NXT. And I've been starting to notice.
Throwback.
Dude, look at how different it was when it was just on the network as opposed to what it is now.
Yeah. Oh, man. I used to watch it back then.
You know what I mean? Like when Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and all them were fucking cycling through there, and Shinsuke Nakamura, and it was a fundamentally different product. It definitely was. It's definitely not what it is now.
And not a shot against any of the talent that's on there now, but the names you just rattled off are like pretty top tier names for me at least. I mean, I'm not saying the product's like gone down, that those people have moved on, to the main roster, but
right,
that's some pretty heavy hitters that you rattled off there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and they're getting misused.
Yeah,
take them back in NXT, please.
Right, but I mean, think about like Bryan Danielson. He was on fire before he came in. You know what I mean? And he really didn't give him a choice but to book him. You know what I mean? How they did.
Yeah, he was on the original. What was it when NXT was a competition?
Yeah, when it was a fucking game show, right?
And he was the first one eliminated.
Yeah.
And then.
So like, I don't know, dude. Jordan Devlin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like that cat, dude. His indie matches were just on fire, and he still has great matches in NXT UK. But like,
I think he just had one against I can't remember the guy's name, but he lost. But it was a competitive match.
Yeah, but dude, like, there's just NXT was so hard hitting, and they just brought in a lot of indie dudes with that strong style and shit. And now it feels like it's been over the last 2-3 years. It feels like it's been watered down.
Oh yeah,
a lot. And now they're doing all these roster cuts with like fan favorites and shit. Wow.
Well, I had read about how they had watered down people's styles and everything, like with Asuka when she first showed up. Like she was going hard, Japanese style, and they were like, whoa, like some of the women were like, you're hurting us, basically.
Well, I'm really
used to this.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised they even signed her after I mean, they probably didn't see it, the Minoru Suzuki Asuka fight, but god damn, and she booked that.
Yeah,
she asked for that. So I mean, that's
for a while, from what I heard.
Yeah, and that was fucking brutal. And so I'm surprised that they were like, yeah, her, absolutely, bring her in. Let's let her fuck up all these soft ass ladies we have over here.
And they booked her completely right in NXT. Like,
Yeah, dude, and then the
And
call
then
up.
immediately went for the call up and lost
Well,
to
no,
the Dale Jr. of wrestling.
yeah, but she won the Royal Rumble. That was the her and Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble that year.
Yes.
See, so
And then she lost.
yeah, that was the thing. Was all like the build up to the Royal Rumble, and I'll say a couple Raws after that. The push was strong. The crowd was there. Like everybody was behind them, and then they just fucking pissed it off. Like they're like, "Nah, we're not gonna make her champion yet.
Nah.
Joke's on y'all. Got y'all." Yeah.
And you could tell when Shinsuke got called up immediately that they weren't going to use him right, because they switched it from the King of Strong Style and they started calling him the Artist.
Yeah.
To try to get away from that, and then that started going bad. So they're like, "Oh well, let's switch him to a heel, and we'll switch his music and make it act like he hates, America,
Dude,
or hates the fans."
Yeah. Have you seen Shinsuke's matches before you went to NXT?
Mm-hmm.
God damn, dude. There's a reason they call that motherfucker the King Strong Style. Because he is the King Strong Style.
Oh yeah, he earned it.
Just great matches over there. But
Yep.
I mean, y'all know me. I'm fucking biased as fuck. New Japan is my favorite wrestling, just because it's great all the time.
It's treated better over there.
Well, yeah. I mean, the fans.
Revered.
The fans have respect for the wrestlers, and like their line of kayfabe isn't so ridiculous that it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all their storylines are pretty centered around like motherfuckers just not liking each other. You know what I mean? Like, and they always have like tournaments and shit, so it builds. They just they have a machine of just self-created storylines all the time. So even in tag matches, you know what I mean? A botch will turn into a 1-year fucking storyline. So and like it's easy to get invested in the storylines. It's easy to enjoy the matches. And that was how I felt about NXT when I first started watching it. Because I'll say like NXT was one of the first things that got me back into wrestling after Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
And it was that hard hitting, strong indie style that they were doing, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is dope." WWE is letting this happen. That's legit, and I really liked it. And now it's like, it's the same shit.
Well, it was something we talked about the other day. NXT, the best thing about it, and will probably always be the best thing about it, was it really did help the development of indie wrestlers that didn't know how to work like the camera as well.
Yeah, right. Like be camera.
Learn how to work promos as well, because
For sure.
before, when you're in Ohio Valley, you worked in the ring, cut whatever kind of promo, but it wasn't actually like working the camera and actual like the real product.
Yeah.
And then NXT gave them the platform, and
An
that's why you saw guys. Oh yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So where do you think they're headed after all these cuts? Where do you think all these guys are going to
go? I think Bronson Reed's man, that's a really strong. I think Tyler Rust is going to go to Ring of Honor. That's
I can see that.
And possibly Bronson Reed, but he probably will end up in Impact.
I was gonna say Impact. Potentially AEW, but most likely Impact. Bronson.
I honestly only see one person going to AEW, and that's Mercedes Martinez. Because AEW needs the women's roster.
Absolutely.
I can see two off, like out of that the top class of the cuts that they did. Mercedes Martinez, because you're right, they do need the women, and especially strong women. Mm-hmm. Mercedes Martinez could do really good in AEW. And Jake Atlas, I think he fits.
Yeah.
I think he kind of fits their mold, and he could do a lot. Also, if they put him in the right faction, or you know what I mean, because that's what it would be anyways. Like at this point, I mean that's just what it's gonna be. So, but yeah, I mean, the fucking sky's the limit. Honestly, I would love to see a lot of these dudes and women in a GCW ring, in an NWA ring.
NWA,
in a New Japan ring. NWA's roster is getting thick right now, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. But yeah, dude, I would like honestly, I'm not mad about anywhere that they go, even if it is AEW right
I
now.
just want to see him stay working. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dude. Especially, man, because there was a lot of those cuts that some of us have never seen. They never got a chance to do anything.
Yeah.
And
Right.
if they did, it was just they were a jobber real quick, or something like that. So this might be the end for some of those folks, which sucks because I imagine getting to NXT is like you're at the doorway to your dream.
Yeah.
Because I think every wrestler, regardless of what they say, now in a couple years, the whole dynamic of the wrestling landscape may change. But right now, I think it's hard. I think every wrestler ultimately started this with the idea of getting to WWE. You know what I mean? Like
It's a vast majority, yeah.
Yeah, that's the big show. Like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people that started wrestling and were like, you know what I want to do? Fucking VFWs for the rest of my life.
It's like a baseball player saying, I want to hit AAA. I don't want to ever make it to the show.
I don't ever want to get out of the fucking farm league. Yeah, like
But now there's options.
Yeah.
And a lot of options.
A lot.
Yeah.
And the hardcore fandom is growing more and more to where they're getting out there and seeing. So, these people's visibility isn't gone. And that's really important. And then with shit like social media, it's going to just keep them out there. Bronson Reed already fucking was like, oh, I'm free. And he tagged Impact, Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan. Like, he just, smart man, dude. Like, get on your grind.
So do they have any no-compete? Do they have a 30-day? Like, most NXT talent?
It's 45.
Yeah, I think it's like 25, 30 days, something like that.
It might be 30 because that's what happened with the 2.0.
Well, that's also what happened with Aleister Black.
Malachi Black.
They never updated his contract from NXT, so he still had the 30-day no competes, not up to the 90, like all other main roster guys.
Seems odd. You figure they would have covered their bases a little bit better on that.
Well, you think they wouldn't have fucking let Adam Cole's contract slip either, but here we are.
I don't think they got a choice on that.
And I don't think Adam Cole's the fucking needle mover that he was a year and a half ago.
You think him solo's not as good without the Undisputed?
No, dude. Once they broke up the Undisputed era for basically no reason, like I don't know. We got some really good matches out of that, but were they worth it in the long run? You know what I mean? Like ultimately, like Kyle O'Reilly's new shit is just kind of hard to get behind. Like, are you a cool dude, or are you dangerous? You know what I mean? Like, what is it actually like?
I think they rolled with the cool dude deal for like 2 weeks, and that's already kind of
over with,
going away. Yeah, slowly dude, just kind of fading.
Yeah, dude came out in a bucket hat and shit, and some 70s band tee. I was like, what the fuck? Is this how he dressed?
What did Brady say? He kind of was like a cheap knockoff of Orange Cassidy.
Like he was cosplaying.
Yeah, I thought he was cosplaying Orange Cassidy. I was like, is this a Halloween edition or something?
Yeah,
I wanted to argue with you, but I really couldn't.
No, there is no argument there. Yeah, I looked at it. You put them side by side.
I mean, you tried to argue. You tried to argue, no, it's a completely different style or something like that. And then I was like, I don't see it.
It's like he doesn't put his hands in his pockets. That's all I had.
Well, that's it. That's the only difference, really. And the hat, I guess.
Yeah, he doesn't wear sunglasses. I wear a hat.
I'm nothing like Orange Cassidy. I'm wearing a hat.
I got a hat.
Yeah, like, man, I don't know, dude. And now Bobby Fish is gone, which I don't see Bobby Fish going. I don't see Bobby Fish going anywhere else. Bobby Fish is old. Bobby Fish has been wrestling for a really long fucking time.
NWA.
Yeah, and he's just injury prone, and I know he's coming off of a fucking injury. Like, I just don't see Bobby Fish really doing much.
I'm saying that the NWA's got that light schedule
Yeah.
Kill
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
That
yeah.
would
A
fit him
lot,
perfect.
and man, a lot of old timers and dudes that are beat up are going to NWA, and I like it because they're giving them something to fucking do and keep them on. Like, dude, like, I don't know.
Keep
I
that
think,
program
yeah,
old
you're,
school.
I think you're definitely right though that could be a place that he goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I mean,
So what?
no, so like, I was doing this the other day, right? I was thinking about all the call ups actually last night as they were bringing all this shit up, right?
Yeah.
And outside of these call ups, like this current year of, like Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart, who else did they call up this year? Finn Balor doesn't count. Rhea Ripley, Bianca
The
Belair.
EST. Yep.
Yeah, Bianca Belair was this year. Nikki Cross was last year, right?
Yeah.
Riddle
Nikki
was-
Cross might have been 2 years ago. It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
honestly. Well, she came up when they called up the rest of Sandy.
It's gotta be two. No,
I think-
it's gotta
I
be
think-
two.
I think
That's
she
2
can't-
years ago because we've had a whole year of COVID.
Oh, yeah,
I think
okay,
she got
so,
called
yeah.
up right before the rest of Sanity, actually, as a solo deal, I think.
Right. But Chelsea Green, she's been released. Dabba Kato is Colonel Aziz now, so that's really nothing.
That was Commander Aziz, but whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Commandant Aziz.
Corporal.
Yeah, Riddick Moss is still active, but he hasn't done anything since Raw Underground.
Nice.
Steve Cutler was released. Wesley Blake was released. Jackson Riker is still active.
Waste.
Why?
Anyway, sorry.
Angel Garza hasn't done anything since the Gulak Rose incident.
Yeah.
Omos is teamed with AJ Styles, and we know how well that's working out right now.
AJ is carrying a lot of weight.
Yeah, Shane Thorne, who was Slapjack in Retribution.
Yeah, he was on there the other day, wasn't
He's
Or
working.
no.
He's working dark matches.
he? Okay.
He's doing like main event shit in dark matches.
That was one of the other guys. Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. And so Mercedes Martinez, she's been released because she got called up. She was part of Retribution at first too, remember? And then they
Yeah,
took her
then
back-
immediately. Yeah.
Then they took her back to NXT.
Yeah.
Because she was like, "This is stupid." And they were like, "Yeah,
Send
you're
me
kinda
back."
right.
Now, are you counting Austin Theory? He got called up for I think the same amount of time she did,
Yeah, but
and then went right back.
right. So, but he's still active.
Okay. Sorry.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're talking about.
But yeah, he's on here. Dominic Dijakovic, he's active in the tag team with Dio Madden, who's also active in the tag team. Mia Yim, she hasn't done shit since she left for Retribution. Keith Lee is active-ish.
Yeah.
Riddle is actually not doing too bad.
Bro.
Bro.
And Nikki Cross is the Raw Women's Champion, which I don't think any of us saw that coming.
Oh man.
I prefer it over Charlotte. But whatever.
Yeah. And then, even some of the newer, so some of their newer call-ups have been doing pretty good, but Bianca Belair, she's been doing real good. Street Profits haven't done bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're former two-time tag team champs. One time,
think so.
two-time.
2-time, I believe.
Rhea in the main event,
Yeah. Rhea's been
Rhea
doing
just
good.
got off a championship.
So
Right. The Viking Raiders, meh. They've kind of
Fizzled
Well,
out.
boy, was out with that injury. That was
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, they just came back. So let's give them a
Uh,
second to make a mark.
heavy machinery. They split real
They
bad.
got rid of Tucker and
Tucker, yeah, which I
and
didn't.
shaved Otis's beard, and now I don't know what to do with my life.
Hey, you know what, dude? I kind of dig that whole look for Otis. He reminds me a lot of Vader.
You
And
hush your mouth.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. If he can just fucking capture that angry fucking big guy that Vader had, he could be really good. They could do something really good with him. Otis is a good wrestler,
Oh yeah,
so I mean, I see why they keep him around.
yeah.
Him and Chad Gable as a team, that's really good.
If Gable was 6 inches taller, that dude would run the world.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
yeah. Even you listen to Kurt Angle's podcast, he even talks about Chad Gable, how he's the best wrestler that there is. He's like, no, that kid is he's the best. He can do whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's insane the talent that kid's got.
Yeah, and like which is cool because he'll go on to work backstage somewhere when he's all done and teach some kids to be really good. Like, I don't know. It's just like so. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyways, you were gonna ask a question, Brady.
Oh, I was going to ask, what do we think the product's going to go with NXT now that they've let go a good portion of their roster? How are they going to fill the gaps and where you see it going?
I think it's gonna become. I don't think they're gonna be on TV much longer. Like I see, like this contract that they have currently with USA for whatever it is probably gonna be the last. And they'll go back to the network on Peacock, and
It'd be a good thing, right?
No, I don't think so. Not at this point. They've already put it on TV. You know what I mean? Like, once you take it back away,
It loses.
yeah,
But
there's
then-
a
Then
lot of
Vince
people.
will leave it alone, and they'll get to run it the way they
Yeah.
were, right?
Yeah, no, I was
Hopefully,
talking.
maybe.
Well, I mean, I was talking to a couple people the other day, and they said they got rid of the network once NXT went on TV because that was the only reason they had it. You know what I mean? So it's like they're kind of fucking themselves one way or the other. And if they're just creating a conveyor belt to pump young dudes onto the main roster and not give a fuck about what's actually happening in an NXT ring and
Right.
the backstage segments and the promos, and if the stories don't fucking matter and the championships don't matter, then why the fuck do I even want to watch it?
I know they've got that breakout tournament going on right now, and there's some pretty good talent in there. Trey Baxter.
Trey Baxter, All Heart
Yeah.
is gonna win that.
It's either going to come down to him or
Carmelo
Yeah.
Hayes.
yeah, the one that wrestled against Adam Cole today.
Bye-bye.
And did pretty good. It did
Yeah.
pretty good.
So-
It's going to come down to those two.
So put your tinfoil hat on with me, and you know how I feel about what's going on with him letting everybody go, letting the big names go. I think Vince is going to get ready to sell this puppy. Do you think doing all this with NXT and then dropping NXT off the TV, and like basically cutting it to help boost profits, do you think that's in the end? Do you think that's like the big goal in the long run?
No. I don't think Vince McMahon's idea is ever to sell. I think Nick Khan's idea is to sell. You know what I mean? I think it's more his idea, like, I can make this company profitable and I can make it a very nice package to buy for somebody. You know what I mean? So he might be back there trying to convince Vince to sell. But other than that, like, I don't think Vince McMahon will ever. That dude has that man has drug his own self through the fucking dirt for this company. So I don't ever see him really selling. And at first I was like, it seems like they're streamlining to sell this motherfucker. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't think Vince will come off of it. He's too egotistical and shit. It'd be like him admitting he lost. And that's just not gonna fucking happen.
Ever happen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He don't have that in him.
It's
No.
and it's a family business. I mean,
Well, I mean, sure, but they don't own that much of a fucking stake in it now. As far as the board of directors of fucking WWE go, like Vince McMahon still owns the majority of the shares,
Yeah.
but like Shane and Stephanie only own like 15%.
well, no, but what I'm saying
together.
is he's not going to sell it. I'm pretty sure it's going to wind up going to them and their kids and.
Do you hope?
Yeah.
I mean-
hope Triple H runs it when Vince kicks off. Then we'll get what NXT used to be. Which
Possibly.
who would complain about that?
Nobody. It'd be really good.
It would be the with that. Say it happened tomorrow and Triple H took over. Let's just say that scenario happened with that roster. Those rosters. I know Triple H for a fact would take Raw back down to 2 hours because I've heard him say he hates
Yeah.
it being 3 hours.
God,
Yeah.
we all fucking
We all
hate
hate it.
3 hours.
So that'd immediately be a great thing for Raw. And then, like I
Yeah.
said, you would basically see it ran like NXT used to be. At least that's what I would hope for.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think Vince is getting pretty up there in age. Like the other night when he came out for the first live show, and it's like he
He's
comes
like,
out,
"Where you
barely makes it out,
been?"
and then leaves because I think that's about all he can do. He's
Well, the man is what? Fucking
80?
75 years old or some shit.
Something,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This whole NXT thing is real worrisome. Not just for NXT, but like for WWE and just NXT as a brand, and it's all very, very bothersome. But some other rosters are gonna get fucking stacked because of it, and we're gonna get better wrestling somewhere else. And I don't think they realize that that's what they're fucking doing. That they're like just sending out all these talented motherfuckers into the world, and they're like, yeah, whatever, fucking make it, I guess. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, peace.
you see any of these coming back around? Like in the past, we've had Drew leave, work his way back. I mean, it happens. It's rare.
Do I see any
Of this specific?
I think some of the ones that were not well known might come
Maybe.
back through. You know what I mean? Go out there and repackage themselves.
Right. So I want to say LA Knight, wasn't he signed with WWE way back? Never really made it on TV
fucking,
or anything.
Yeah, Eli Drake.
Left.
Yeah.
And then
Came
back.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I don't know why they should have brought him back as Eli Drake.
I don't know why they did. His Eli Drake character is great.
So yeah,
Right.
they love switching names.
Or just getting rid of their last names or whatever.
Oh man, they come up with the worst ones here lately.
Yeah. I'm really curious. I'm really curious to hear what Triple H has to say about all of this. If Triple H is gonna have anything to say about all of this.
Yeah.
Like, this is your baby, homie. Like, and these kids got a lot riding on you. You know what I mean? Like, you're the motherfucker. And like, I bet his phone is just blowing the fuck up. Like, people like, what the fuck, man? I
What
thought
happened, man?
we were just working on some storyline. I just did an interview with you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild.
When's the last time we saw him on TV?
Triple H?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think we've seen him this year, have we?
I'm sure we'll see him wrestle at WrestleMania or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, was he at WrestleMania this year
No.
at all?
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
So,
No. Oh, wow. Weird.
Weird.
That's a first, right? Like, forever.
yeah.
Unless he was injured. But anyways. Well, gentlemen, this has been shitty.
Yeah.
Just a terrible discussion to even have. Like, NXT was going so strong, and now I'm just so worried. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens on Wednesday when they come back around. And
Tuesday.
oh yeah, Tuesday. Oh yeah. So Tuesday.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate everybody being here with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell, and we'll catch you next time.
I'm here to bomb shit like Big Van Vader but black. Fuck around and put motherfuckers' heads in the bag like I was slack. Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message. This the best little wrestling podcast in Texas. Motherfuckers.
Check them off like a wish list.
Yeah.
You fighting a titan.
Cause these stupid motherfuckers really don't get the message.
I got a bullet in the chamber just ready to strike them.
Yeah.
Check them off like a wish list. You fighting a